Alright Raiders, the expedition on the 21st exposed something a lot of Ark Raiders players don't want to admit. If you went broke, low level or under geared, that expedition probably didn't feel exciting. It felt stressful, punishing and honestly demoralizing. And that's not because you're bad at the game. It's because the biggest beginner mistake in Ark Raiders is chasing endgame content before you're economically and mentally ready for it. So in this video, I'm breaking down why the expedition on the 21st wasn't worth chasing for most players, why you shouldn't worry about missing out, and how understanding this actually puts you ahead long term instead of being behind. Okay, let's get one thing straight. The expedition on the 21st wasn't designed as a, in quotation, catch up mechanic or a beginner friendly event. It was a pressure test. It tested your economy, your decision making, your ability to absorb losses and your willingness to disengage instead of ego fighting. The problem is a lot of newer players treated it like a mandatory progression. Like, in quotations, if I don't do this right, I'm falling behind, end quotations. That mindset alone is what ruined the experience for so many people. If you went into the 21st expedition without money, you were already losing, even before the first fight. Ark Raiders is an extraction game built around sustainability, not hero runs. When you're low on funds, every bullet matters, every med hurts to use, every death feels personal. So then now multiply that pressure inside an expedition where players are better geared, fights last longer, and third parties are constant. That's not progression, that's literally financial suicide. The expedition amplifies whatever state you are already in. If your economy is weak, it exposes it brutally. Here is something important. A lot of players didn't lose in the 21st expedition because of bad aim. They lost because of attrition. Higher level players took more hits, had better armor efficiency, burned fewer resources per fight. Meanwhile, lower level players had to heal more, reload more, reposition more aggressively. Even when you won a fight, it didn't feel like a win because your kit was half gone. That's not a skill expression, that's literally fighting uphill with a weight vest on. This is the part that actually matters long term. The expedition on the 21st messed with people's heads. After a few bad runs, players started thinking, my loot doesn't matter, my normal raids feel pointless, and even everyone else is ahead of me. Honestly, that's very dangerous because Ark Raiders is a long game extraction shooter. If you rush your mindset to endgame too early, you burn out before you even get there. The expedition didn't just drain money, it drained confidence. So now this isn't cope. The expedition absolutely had upsides, alright? It had higher tier loot potential, faster progression if you survived, high intensity PvP experience, adrenaline you don't get in normal raids, which, let's be fair, that is an advantage within the expedition. But honestly, here's the truth most people miss. Those advantages only exist if you can consistently extract. If you can't, those same advantages turn into faster money loss, more tilt, and worse decision making. High reward doesn't matter if the risk bankrupts you. If you skipped or barely touched the 21st expedition, you didn't miss out, okay? Trust me, you did the right thing. Normal raids tend to give you a controlled engagements, repeatable income, especially if you know the map routine you're taking, map knowledge, as well as AI mastery in terms of understanding how the arcs reacts or behave when you come into contact with them, especially route discipline. This is where you learn when to disengage, how sound actually works, which fights are worth taking, and how to extract consistently. The expedition rewards players who already mastered this, not players still learning it. The expedition on the 21st was a trap for impatience. So here's the hard reality. The 21st expedition definitely did one thing right, which was punish those with impatience. Players died because they chased kills they didn't need. They overcommitted for loot, stayed too long after winning a fight, In Arc Raiders, rewards restraint far more than aggression. If you can't comfortably walk away from a good situation, now you're not ready for expedition level chaos. This is the part people want to skip, but they shouldn't, because expedition can actually be worth it. The expedition becomes only worth it though when you can lose a full kit and not panic. Your stash refills itself. Death doesn't tilt you, and extraction is muscle memory. At that point, the expedition stops being stressful and starts being profitable. Until then though, it's really just pressure with a nicer loot table. The real lesson from the 21st expedition is that it exposes unready players. The expedition on the 21st doesn't necessarily expose bad players, it just exposed rushed players. So if you struggled, you're not behind, you're not bad, and well, you're quite early. The mistake isn't skipping the expedition, the mistake is forcing it before you're ready. Play slow now, build your economy, learn the maps. When the next expedition comes around, you won't feel pressured, you'll feel prepared. Okay, take this time to figure out how you're going to understand your form of playstyle and the game in of itself. When the next expedition comes, you'll be ready because you'll understand how to extract, how to play, when to be upset, when to not be, and how to just be an overall better Arc Raider. If this video helps you make sense of the expedition on the 21st, drop a like. Subscribe if you want real Arc Raiders advice without the hype or cope. And just remember, endgame content doesn't disappear, but bad decisions compound.